Peace. What's good, guys? How's it going? Hope you guys are doing well. Let's talk about and discuss NXT for August the 9th, 2022. This was a pretty fun little show. There are parts where I was kind of taken back by it, like, what the fuck are they doing? But overall, this was a pretty fun little show. And this was the go home show for next week's Heatwave, which should be interesting to say the very least. And I will talk about who I think possibly might get called up to the main roster. And I'll discuss that in this review. So please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So we kick things off with Nikita Lyons versus Kiana James. Lyons wins here via a spin kick into the splits for the 1, 2, 3. Both James and Lyons are basically green as fuck in the ring right now. It is what it is. They're both starting out. Who cares? She's not going to get caught up on the main roster. What she's doing with Zoe Starks is just basically her main roster tryout, I would say. I don't expect her to be on the main roster until probably late 2023, early 2024. That's just my opinion. Moving on, we then had Apollo Crews. He was sitting down with the Creed brothers. They were watching some tape. And Roderick Strong, he saw this. He was pissed as fuck. And he challenged Crews to a match later on in the evening, which was a fucking banger. Then we had Wesley versus Trick Williams in a rounds match. Kind of fun here. So Trick got the first win. He was able to hit a big boot, taking out Lee. And then Lee was able to come back, and he got the last 2 wins. So the first one, he was able to knock out Williams. And then on the third, he was able to get a knockout as well on that one. So there was that. It is what it is. Next, hold on, guys, give me 1 second. So, backstage, so we had 2 Chase U students that were having a fight. Andre Chase decided to book a match to settle the dispute. That match was Thea Hill and Ariana Grace. So Carmelo Hayes, he was in the ring, and he said that no one was able to dethrone him as champ. Giovanni Vinci, he came out, he snuck up from behind him, he surprised him, and then he wanted another shot at the North American Championship after it was stolen from him last week by Nathan Frazier. So, Vinci challenged Hayes. Hayes accepted, and the two had a okay little brawl. Now, before moving on, I think Carmelo Hayes potentially might get called up. It makes sense. I think that Carmelo would do well in the mid-card, whether he's on Raw or SmackDown. And I think that's what they're going to do with some of these guys. They're going to boast these guys and put them in the mid-card. And Carmelo Hayes, in my opinion, he's more than ready on the main roster. It sucks that Trick Williams is not going to be a part of it, but it is what it is. But I think that Cameron Grimes would be, my bad, not Cameron Grimes, but Carmelo would be great on the main roster. Now, he might have a name change, though, since, Carmelo's there, but I'm fine with that, but he'll do well on the main roster. Moving on. Later, a backstage vignette involving both Braun Breaker and JD McDonough. So, JD called Braun a caveman, and JD also says that he likes to stay in isolation. So he takes like cold showers, really cold ice baths, um, really cold saunas. Well, not saunas, but what are those things called? I can't remember. So yeah, and you know, I don't see Braun going out to the main roster at all either. Not until next year. I still think that Apollo Crews is going to be the one to dethrone Braun. Next, Ariana Grace versus Thea Hill. Both still very green in the ring. Although I wanted Hill to win, it's all right that Grace won. She wins via the wasteland for the 1, 2, 3. She very well could be the new leader of Toxic Attraction once Mandy Rose gets called up. And I do expect her to be called up very, very soon. Moving on, Cameron Grimes and Solo Sikoa, they were talking backstage. So, Solo was getting his ankle iced. So the trainer told him, like, yo, you're going to be out for about 4 to 6 weeks. And he's like, nah, I call bullshit on that. And he's like, oh, it is what it is. So Grimes looked kind of sad in that one. Next, we had the match of the night, in my opinion. Roderick Strong versus Apollo Crews. This was a fucking banger. A banger. Apollo wins via the one-handed Uranagi for the 3. And I enjoyed it. This match was a fucking banger. I don't know what they're going to do with Roderick Strong. I could see him on the main roster as well. Maybe as a tag team guy. Maybe they could kind of reunite Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong. I don't know. I mean, he's another guy that could do well in the mid card. So then the Creed brothers, they're watching tapes of their match last week, and they found something fishy in the footage. But Strong stormed in and destroyed the laptop. The Creed said that they would confirm what they saw if they find the problem. They'll deal with it next week. So I don't know what they're going to do with the Diamond Mine infighting storyline. I don't know how that's going to, come about. Like, I don't really know what they're going to do. This was fun. Up next, Wendy Chu. She took out Tiffany Stratton. She snuck up on her in the locker room, turned off the lights, and she beat down Tiffany Stratton. Then she said, this is not over between us. So Tiffany Stratton was laid lying. We had a pairing of Pretty Deadly and everyone's boring as fuck. Get her off my TV. Lash Legend. She's just like Wendy Chu. Get them both the fuck off my TV. Both of them equally. Like right the fuck now. Get them both off. Both Lash Legend and Wendy Chu. Get rid of them. Seriously. Lash Legend is so fucking ghetto and so fucking annoying. I cannot stand her. I can't. So she cost Malik Blade and Idris Enofe their match. Pretty Deadly wins via the spoiled milk. Move those guys up to the main roster so they can be a part of Maximum Male Models. Please just do it. Just fucking do it. I feel bad for Blade and Enofe. They haven't got the proper push that they kind of need. They can work well in the ring. They're likable, really good promo ability. They've got charisma. I don't know what they're doing with them. It's not good. I just wish that they would get pushed even more instead of just being job guys. They've been job guys for months. Like, I want to say about at least 3 months they've been job guys, and that ain't good. So Toxic Attraction, they got a really good video package. So that leads me to wonder what they're going to do with Mandy Rose, because she wasn't involved in this vignette. Because Toxic, they were like shopping and playing pool and listening to old school rock and roll, which is awesome. I love me some old school rock and roll. Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, all that jazz, you know what I'm saying? Um, then we had Apollo Crews. He was confronted by Grayson Waller. And Apollo said he's ready to fight, anytime. And so he challenged Waller for Heatwave. So that should be fun. Cameron Grimes, he was on his way out the arena, but Gacy stopped him, and he tried to talk to him, but Grimes walked off. It's interesting to see where that goes. Gacy has fallen off the rail. Like, this character has completely fallen off the rail. Ever since he lost the breaker, he's just been going downhill ever since. I don't know what they're going to do. Like, I think it's because Harlan's no longer there, but, it happens. It is what it is. You got to make lemonade with lemons. You got to, play the hand that you've been dealt. I don't know what they're going to do with Grimes here, though. I just don't. There's a possibility he could join Gacy, the dyad, a.k.a. Schism. So probably are going to join. Main event, Stark versus Cora Jade. Roxanne Perez, she cost Cora Jade the match. Starks hit the modified go to sleep for the 1-2-3. Post-match, Mandy tried to attack Starks, but Starks was able to lock it. They hit the modified GTS for the 1-2-3. I mean to take her out and stand tall. Cora Jade and Perez, they were chasing each other with kendo sticks. Perez took Cora Jade's kendo stick and she chased her up the ramp, and then they dipped out. So we got off the air that way. So Mandy Rose, there's a possibility she might lose next week. I wouldn't be shocked if she is caught up to the main roster. It makes sense. There's nothing else they can do with Mandy on NXT. She's been there for a minute, and she's been there long enough. I think she'll do tremendous on the main roster with the second run, second chance she's been given. I think Toxic will be fine. Gigi and JC will be fine. They could put Oriana in Mandy's spot. They could also put maybe Tiffany Stratton in there as well. You can also put Cora Jade in there. So there's quite a few options they could do with Toxic. And then Mandy could also have her own version of Toxic Attraction on the main roster. I don't know who they could pair her with, but it could very well happen. But it's interesting to see what's going to happen next week. I think Heatwave will be a good event, and next week will be a telltale sign to see who gets called up and to see who stays. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for my videos. I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Hey, what's up, guys? I apologize. I forgot to mention and go over the sit-down between Tony D'Angelo and Santos Escobar. So they were at a waterside meetup. They both were sitting across each other. They decided that their alliance that they had formed wasn't working out, and that Tony basically said to Escobar that if he loses, that being Escobar, he's got to leave NXT. He's got to leave Legado behind. If he wins, he's free of D'Angelo. And the two agreed on a street fight at Heatwave. So that's going to be fucking awesome. Hopefully that can be the main event of the show. It probably won't, but I wouldn't be opposed to it being the main event, in my opinion. Or they could start the show off with the street fight, which they very well might do. Um, we already know that D'Angelo is going to go over. Escobar's due for a main roster call up for a minute. He's going to be fine on the main roster. That mid card is about to get so good with Santos Escobar, Cameron Grimes in due time, as well as Carmelo Hayes. That mid card is going to be great. That mid card is about to get really fucking solid. Um, D'Angelo, he's going to be fine. I think he might be the one to dethrone Braun Breaker if Apollo Crews does not. Um, they're pushing Santos Escobar extremely heavy. I mean, I'm bad. They're pushing D'Angelo extremely heavy. I think that D'Angelo would have done great in the old era of NXT, in my opinion. His character is fucking phenomenal. Love his character. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
To the end.